This looks amazing. I'm going to make a loaf of sourdough discard bread today. I've never made discard bread. I've only used active starter. So I figured you guys are always asking for bread recipes, so let's try it. And if I blow it, then you guys can laugh at me. I'm always looking for simple methods and easy ways to have good food. This particular recipe is a no-knead or one stretch and fold, and then you just let it ferment on the counter, and you can either do a same-day bake, or after the first bulk fermentation, you can shape it, throw it in the fridge for 12 hours, and bake it the next day. It's just rock and roll. First thing you're going to need is a freaking scale. You definitely, if you're going to do baking, you need a scale and a bowl. This is a simple recipe where you mix all the ingredients together and you just rock and roll. So that's what we're going to do. You're just going to watch me do it. I'm going to use two different types of flour. You can use all-purpose flour, you can use bread flour, or you can use a mix of the two. I'm going to use a mix of the two, but only a little bit of bread flour. Anytime with sourdough, it's got to be unbleached flour. You're better off using stuff that's not enriched. You want the natural nutrients so the sourdough starter can feed on it. So let's get going. 265 grams of non-chlorinated water. Well, 264. That's going to have to work because I'd rather have it under in water than over. It's a total of 450 grams of flour. I'm going to do 400 grams of all-purpose flour and 50 grams of bread flour. Zero out your scale, 400 of all-purpose. Oh shit, I already fucked up. I forgot to put the friggin' starter in, but we're gonna wing that too. I don't care. I wasn't thinking. I'm trying to be all Mr. Video. It doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. I have one of these. It's nice and fancy. That's called a Danish bread whisk. You don't need one of these. You can use a freaking fork to mix everything together, or your hands. It's going to be 165 grams of sourdough discard. So I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Pancake batter, man. Whoa, that's good. That's almost 100 right there. 165 on the dot. I'm a freaking rock star. Let me just get this mixed up. I just want to get it incorporated. Hey, if there's any lumps or anything, you want that out. All right. All right, I'm hitting it now. Bread flour. Now we're going to do 50 grams. All right. And now we need salt. It's going to be 12 grams salt. I like to use sea salt. Don't use that iodized shit. Bingo. 12 grams. Now for my gym workouts. No, it's only one loaf, so it's not a big deal. Keep mixed. It'll come together. Get all that shit off the sides and incorporate it. Don't forget off the bottom. You want this really well incorporated. This isn't yeast bread. You don't want any bits of flour. Kind of still see that. That's not mixed enough. Now, if you are going to go in here with your hand, a good trick is wet your hands. And this is what it looks like after you get it all mixed together. Bulk fermentation time is about 5 hours for that. Really just let it sit for 5 hours and then shape it and then let it bench rest. Final shape it and put it in a bread pan. Either cold proof it in your fridge or wait another hour and put it in a bread pan and same day bake. Right now, I'm just going to cover it. You can do one stretch and fold after about 40 minutes. Probably a good idea to do that if you can, just because it strengthens gluten and makes a good texture, but not necessary. When it comes to covering these things, I have a bag of these. They're almost like in shower caps, but they're great for this. I'm going to mark the bowl so I have like a reference of where the dough is at. This is a chalk marker, and I will just make a line. What I decide is the top. That's about right there, just to get an idea where we're at, making sure stuff is rising. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to do that one stretch and fold, and just in case you've never done that, I'm going to show you how to do it. Wet your hand, which I already did. And this is what our dough looks like after an hour, which is really not much change. Basically, just think of it this way. Just grab what looks like a corner and just do this. Now, it's real elastic. You don't want to rip it. And put it like that. Then turn the bowl, quarter turn. Then pull on it again. Pull it over like this. Okay. Then do it again. And do it again. All right, I'm going to have to wet my hands one more time because this is pretty sticky. When I do a stretch and fold, I like to go around the bowl 2 times. So we're going to do one more round, all 4 corners. You can already see that the dough starts to get a little more smooth. Okay. What they call this is developing the gluten, which is kind of the texture. All right. Now we're keeping this recipe simple. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm going to say that that's enough. But what I like to do, I want to tuck this into like a ball because it gives it a little bit of a more even rise. You want to end up with something like that. Cover it back up, let it proof for the remainder. No more hands-on until bulk fermentation is done. It's been about 5 hours. We let our dough proof. Now we're going to do the pre-shape. We do that, and then we do a bench rest for about 15 minutes. You can actually skip this step and just shape it and throw it into a banneton. But since this is the first time I've ever done it with discard, I just wanted to do everything kind of the traditional way. There are steps that can be eliminated, like you don't have to put it in a banneton. You could put it in a bread pan, wait another hour or so, and then bake it same day. That's the whole purpose of why I do recipes like this, because I want to see if the easier way is as good or close to as good, because everybody likes easy, right? I'm really impressed with how this dough looks. I mean, look at that. This is discard. It's been in my fridge for, I don't know, 2-3 days. Look. The thing is just blown up. Awesome. I'm not an expert shaper. I've been baking bread since 2020, but most of it gets shaped by the bread pan. I've been doing sourdough for a little while, but I'm by far not an expert. I'm good at it. I make great bread. Tastes awesome. This is ready to rock. I can just tell by tapping it. I have a little bit of a trick. I want to just do it. Put some flour down. You don't got to be crazy with it because you do want the tension of the board so you can create that tension. A little trick I learned from watching another baker is to put a little bit of flour on the top of this before you do this. If it's a little bit sticky, it helps a lot. You don't go crazy. Just a little coating, a little bit on your hand. Pull this away from the edge like this. And then I'm just going to do this. And we're going to wait. And hopefully it works. Give it a little... There we go. See how good that worked? Amazing, right? Tricks of the trade, man. Stretch this out. So far, I'm really liking this method, to be honest. So you're going to want to like shape this into kind of a rectangle like I have it. And you're literally just going to flip it like this. And you're going to push down. Kind of try to stay on the part that's been floured. And then you pull it like this and you fold it like this. And then you take the top and you pull it down like that. And then you have these corners and you do this and this. And then you do this and this. And what we're doing is creating tension. See how we've got it folded up into a log? Now we're just you're gonna roll this thing up completely like this. And you see that tension that I was talking about? You want to be able to pull it on your board. Let's just humor it, and we're gonna shape it into a ball. Started doing this, I get wrapped up in all kinds of nightmares. And what we're gonna do is you're just gonna slowly, kind of a J shape, up like this and down. Kind of go like that, and you pull towards. You can look at the top, and you can see it smooth out from the tension. You're not going to go crazy. Don't just jack it up. Slow, be patient. Pull towards it. See how smooth it's gotten? That's what we're looking for. We're going to let it sit for 15 minutes. This is a banneton, which I'm sure you know if you're here. Dust this out, and I just kind of take my hand and wipe it through here to make it even. Put a little bit of flour on top of the ball. Perfect. Now, I just kind of push it into this kind of shape, drop it in here, going to kind of grab here, and you cross it over and kind of pull. Now, remember, I'm no freaking expert. I bake good bread, and the only way to become an expert is repetition. So that's what we're doing here. You just take the edges and you kind of crisscross them like this. Pat down a little bit. Don't forget the end. So the whole purpose here is the gas in the bread and the seal creates the tension that gives it that really good oven spring. We're going to let it sit to relax. Hey, everybody, we're back here. Let this sit in the banneton for 5 minutes. And then I realized the whole purpose was I was going to make this real simple for you. I'm going to proof it right in the bread pan instead of the banneton. You can do that as long as it, has a similar shape. You got to make sure you grease the thing, which we're going to do. And then I just looked at this and I'm like, well, that fits. So I can do a quick flip. But the reason why I want to do it this way is because this kind of bread I'm always using for sandwiches. So I want it to be shaped like a loaf. It's a good cooking method and easier for a lot of people. We're going to do the stitch up one more time just to create even more tension. And we're just going to crisscross like this, push down, crisscross like this, push down. See how it's kind of sealing up? That's what we want. That ensures that spring in the oven. See how nice it looks? So let's do this bread pan thing. Hopefully you guys aren't laughing at me because, and flow it right here. Please. Oh, I can already feel that it's going to be okay. Yay! Tuck those edges a little bit. I'm not really going to mess with it. And I don't know how much it's going to raise up in this pan, but I can tell you my starter is pretty freaking strong. It's got a pretty good freaking oven spring. So now here we are. It's in the pan. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to let it sit, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to stick it in the fridge. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys by switching to the bread pan, but I'm just kind of trying to show people that you don't even really need one of these, or if you are doing a lot of this and you don't have a lot of bantons, because this particular type of banton is no joke. This thing is like $40. I'm trying to show you can use other things. Sourdough isn't as difficult as people make it sound. That's what I've learned. I'm here to try and show you that it's not that hard. I'm going to wait 15 minutes and then I'm going to come back. I'll show you what it looks like. It might even raise in that 15 minutes. We'll see. And I want to show you how much it rised. And this is important to do before the cold proof. If you're going to just bake it same day, then let it sit on the counter about an extra 45 minutes, making it a total of an hour, and then bake it. I think you'll be surprised, because I am. Look at this. Look at how much closer to the edge of the bread pan at the top it is. And this is in 15 minutes. This is going to sit in my fridge overnight, and it's going to rise some more. Tomorrow, when we bake it, it should take off. Just pow. At least I'm hoping. When we're ready to bake it, I'll be back. It's the next morning, and we're getting ready to bake. I just took this out of the fridge. I want to show it to you. Look how much it raised up, quite a bit. And it's going to raise up more when we bake it. So we are going to quickly score it. We're going to spray it with some water, because that's a trick to get it to rise more. And we're going to bake it. We're going to see if it comes out good or if I freaking blew it. So let's do that. You need one of those. It's not exactly right on center, but it's kind of on purpose. Now you can see what I did. We're going to spray this. And this is the method. You just put one on top. All right, so let me get this in the oven. The bread is almost ready. Just a few more seconds. Let's get ready to get it out of the oven. Man, it looks great. All right, let's quickly check the temperature. If you want to be accurate, you must have one of these. I will put the link in my description. I've had this for years. The company sent it to me years ago, but it's actually great. That's perfect. Anything over 200 degrees, preferably like 205. Let me show you this. This looks amazing. Whoa, dude, look at that. Holy moly. Perfect. Look at it. It's beautiful. Amazing. Look at this, man. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I never baked with discard before, but I'm going to now.